Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. The House of Representatives opens today its hearings for the 6.793 trillion peso national expenditure program proposed to Congress by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for 2026. The Development Budget Coordination Committee opened this morning a briefing before the House Committee on Appropriations chaired by Nueva Ecija Representative Micaela Angela Swansing. The briefing was conducted by Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan Jr., Finance Secretary Ralph Recto, and Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Eli Romolona Jr. In a previous statement, the House said the economic managers will discuss the country's economic situation and the factors determined by the administration in putting together the proposed 2026 budget. Swansing said the House aims to finish the budget review and approve the national expenditure program by October 10. Meanwhile, House Speaker Martin Romualdez reiterated his commitment to transparency and inclusive budget deliberations. The House is implementing reforms such as engagement with the civil society organizations and the private sector, abolition of the small committee tasked to collate institutional amendments, opening the bicameral hearings to the public, and strengthening the House oversight function in the execution of the budget after the President signs it into law. Lawmakers will also prioritize investments in agriculture, infrastructure, education, health, defense, and disaster preparedness. The budget hearings are live-streamed at the House's Facebook page. Several defense and security firms based in the United States plan to explore opportunities in co-production, joint development, and technology transfers in the Philippines. The U.S.-ASEAN Business Council, or USABC, expressed this interest as its delegation visited Manila for its 2025 Aerospace, Defense, and Security mission to the Philippines on August 14 and 15. The mission, led by USABC Senior Vice President Ted Osius and Boeing Southeast Asia Vice President Dale McDowell, brought together 26 leading U.S. defense and aerospace companies. The group met with over 120 Philippine defense and security leaders, including Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. and Armed Forces Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. In a press release, Osius said the mission reflects the enduring strategic partnership and shared vision between the U.S. and the Philippines for regional stability. He said the U.S. private sector is firmly committed to supporting the country's long-term security and economic goals. For his part, McDowell said missions like this are vital to advancing military modernization in the Philippines and strengthening its strategic posture in the Indo-Pacific region. In his message, Teodoro reiterated the urgent need for the Philippines to upgrade its defense capabilities to keep up with geopolitical and socio-economic realities. The defense chief said the country has already tried alternative measures to resolve disputes, which can only work with a credible defense posture. He said their roles is to provide deterrence that can ensure the government can protect its interests through peaceful means. The Marcos administration launched on Saturday the Bagong Pilipinas Youth, or BPY, a nationwide movement to raise the youth as future leaders, to be chaired by presidential son Vinny Marcos. The event gathered student leaders, sangguniang kabataan officers, youth advocates, media partners, and supporters. The launch aligns with the vision promoted by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in tapping young Filipinos in nation building. Marcos said the BPY will provide platforms such as leadership training and development, civic engagement, education, and innovation, which will empower young Filipinos to become agents of change. He proposed a variety of programs programs such as a youth voters registration hub, sports tournaments, anti-bullying and mental health caravans, and support programs for out-of-school youth. He said the BPY encourages young Filipinos to lead efforts in strengthening and shaping the country's future. The presidential son also led the opening of the first BPY hub at the Bagong Pilipinas headquarters in Mandaluyong City as part of the celebration of this year's Linggo ng Kabataan. The hub will serve as a collaborative center for youth-led initiatives. Marcos urged government agencies, the private sector organizations, school and communities to participate in youth initiatives. The BPY also called for unity and shared responsibility in nurturing youth leaders that will usher a just, inclusive, and progressive Philippines. The Philippines has strengthened its standing as a top global diving hub after winning the Island Charm Award at the Diving Resort and Travel Expo held in Beijing, China on August 8 to 10. The expo was led by the Department of Tourism Beijing and the Tourism Promotions Board. The country showcased its world-class marine attractions at the China National Convention Center, mounting a pavilion with major airlines, dive suppliers, and resorts. A key highlight of the participation was the Philippine Dive Night, a business matching event that brought together Chinese diving tour operators with Philippine airlines and resorts. Philippine Ambassador to China Jaime Flor Cruz said the country's presence at the expo highlights its dual commitment to promoting tourism and safeguarding marine resources. The DRT Expo is Asia's largest international dive exhibition, conducted annually in major cities including Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Taipei. Manila is set to host the next leg this September. In our business news, the Basis Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA, has secured an agreement with Indian engineering firm Uttam Energy Limited on the planned 4 billion pesos waste-to-energy facility in Capac, Tarlac. The investment was part of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s 5-day visit in India. In a news release, President and CEO of ATD Waste to Energy Corporation, Amando Diaz, said the facility is more than just a power plant, but also a transformative solution that aligns with the country's goal of environmental protection, energy security, and sustainable urban development. Envisioned as the most advanced waste-to-energy facility in the Philippines, the project is part of the new Clark City master planned by BCDA. BCDA President and CEO Joshua Bincang said the project will deliver direct national value and reinforces the country's transition to clean energy, supports modern waste management, brings high-impact foreign capital in New Clark City, Tarlac. The plant will safely convert non-recyclable waste into electricity using advanced and globally proven technology, significantly reducing landfill dependence while contributing to the national power grid. The plant's operation will be strictly monitored by local and international experts to ensure that all environmental, health, and safety regulations are met and even exceeded. Meanwhile, the overseas Filipino workers' cash remittances rose to $2.99 billion in June this year. It is a 3.7% increase from $2.88 billion during the same month last year. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, said inflows from land-based overseas workers has grown to 3.7% year-on-year in June to $2.43 billion. Remittances from sea-based workers also increased, climbing 3.5% to $555 million. In the first half of 2025, cash remittances totaled $16.25 billion, up by 3.1% from $15.75 billion a year earlier. By the country of origin, the bulk of remittances came from the United States with 40.1%, followed by Singapore with 7.1% and 6.2% from Saudi Arabia. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the PNA headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I am William Theo. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.